Today's episode of the Josh Wiley channel is brought to you by Gangboxed. If you're a hands-on kind of guy, whether it be building or making things as hobbies or for work, Gangboxed is the box for you. A monthly subscription box service delivered right to your door every month. Contains all types of tools, personal protective gear, and some cool apparel. Head on over to their website and sign up today for your first box. Go to gangboxed.com. Hello and welcome to, I think this is episode 5. I've done a few of these now and kind of do some in the same day, so I'm a little bit confused, but I'm pretty sure it's 5. If you're seeing this, it's probably still 5, otherwise it would have gotten edited out. But welcome to episode 5 of the ATF Tapes. I really enjoy doing these videos, sitting down, having a drink, smoking a cigar, talking about a firearm, and I hope you guys enjoy this too, and you might be sitting somewhere in the house or outside, and you might be having a drink and a cigar while you watch this video with me. Excuse me. So yeah, I do like making these videos. I hope you guys enjoy. I would really appreciate it if you give it a like and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, because I do enjoy doing these. I would like to keep doing them, and I'm not if it's going to be a complete and total waste of time and nobody really likes them. But I did want to give you guys a heads up. There is something really cool in the works that was a project that I've been working on for a long time. It's a firearm project. The most popular thing on my channel. So if you know my channel, watch my channel, you kind of know where I'm going with this. So I did a lot of stuff to this thing, and I'm probably starting up and getting ready to do something else big to it that involves more than one thing. And I'm real excited about it. It hasn't really commenced at the point of filming this, but some episodes of this, if they're hopefully they're still going on, it will be some of the ATF episodes will be different stuff in that project. There is going to be at least one thing on this project that I'm actually going to be doing something that you can do at a table here with a couple of tools. It's not going to be anything like at the shop, because the ATF tapes, I want to be just kind of hang out, chill, doing kind of here. It might be a little bit of doing different stuff, like this one episode is going to be later on in the future, but it's going to be something you can do at a table or something like that. And hopefully there'll be more episodes like that you'll like them even more. It won't be just talking about a firearm per se. It'll be something that I did or I'm in the process of doing, how I did it, stuff like that. So I am very excited about that stuff coming up, and I hope you guys are too. So I've talked enough. Let's get right into it. Hopefully if this is your first episode or video on the channel, this is the ATF Tapes, where we are just hanging out, having a drink, smoking a cigar, and doing something with a firearm, talking about it, something like that. Something in those lines. So today it's been a while, and I definitely don't do this often, but the drink of choice today for this particular video is tequila. Gold tequila, 100% agave tequila. I can do tequila. I definitely can't do it like I do my bourbon whiskey. Every once in a while, I just kind of get like a like tequila kind of day. Not very often, very few times, but I did, was thinking about what drinks to come should I be drinking in future videos, and I have tequila. I drink it every once in a while, so I figured, you know what, we'll have a video with tequila in it. So that is the alcohol in this episode. I am very interested in this cigar because it is, oh, and by the way, if this is your first video, Southern Cigar Company is the sponsor. They have been the sponsor of every cigar I featured in the ATF tapes. I have done other videos with them in the past, not in the ATF tapes, but since I've started this new series, They have been the sponsor for the cigars in all of these episodes, and will be for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we can keep this thing going on at least for a while. I really enjoy their company, like the cigars that they put out. I do recommend that you check them out at southerncigarcompany.com or southerncigarco.com. It's one of those. Type in Southern Cigar Company and you can get to their website. But I do would appreciate if you check those guys out. Like I said, they sponsor this channel. They send me some cigars in their monthly box every month to show off to you guys. They do not pay me to do these videos or any other videos I've done with them. I don't get anything if you sign up or become a subscriber to their monthly box. I don't get anything out of it. The only thing I get out of it is they are nice enough to send me some cigars to show off to you guys and tell you about Southern Cigar Company. So be sure to check those guys out. The cigar for today is Joya, I guess is how you pronounce it, Joya. And there's another one of these in the same box, but it's a little bit different, but that will be in probably the next video or the next episode that you'll be seeing of this. But this is a Joya, I guess is how you pronounce it. This is Joya Black. Joya de Nicaragua is the brand. I've never heard of this, never had it. It smells pretty good. As you can tell from the name, the origin is Nicaraguan. But this particular one's strength is medium full. Wrapper is San Andreas. Size is Nocturno, 6.2 by 46. If you're new to cigars, the 6.2 inches is actually the length of the cigar, and the 46 is the diameter, which is the ring size. And I've already gone over the Nicaraguan origin. And I don't know if I've ever said this in one of these episodes. If anybody's wondering about my, well, I think it's really cool ashtray. I actually made this and I did a video on it. So you should go over to the channel and check out that video, because I take great pride in that I made this thing. I've thought about making more. If I do, there'll definitely be a video on it. I'm getting real low. It's not bad. I've definitely had better. And the draw is not that great. And you're just sitting here like really having to suck on this thing. But anyway. Now that we have gotten the A and the T out of the way, let's move on to the F, which is probably the coolest part of the video anyway. It's the highlight of the video. I just used the A and the T just because it's more cool, relaxing. I enjoy all of them. And by the way, I've seen a couple of times on the videos on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook and stuff where these videos get shown that a bunch of people get on there and talk about alcohol and firearms don't mix. I mean, I guess I see where you're coming. I am not recommending in these videos that you go and get hammered and then go out and shoot a firearm. This is just about talking about some of the sweeter things in American culture. Okay? Alcohol, tobacco, mainly cigars, and firearms. It's something a lot of countries don't have the pleasure of enjoying at least as much as we do here in America. So yeah, like I said, it's all about enjoying these three things, not that you should get belligerent and excessively do any of the three things. So yeah, let's get that out of the way. Moving on to the F. this guy. Now, I have done quite a few videos on this one. I have a love and hate relationship with this one. If you don't know, if you haven't noticed yet, this is the 50 Beowulf build. I completely built this thing. If you don't know anything about 50 Beowulfs, you can buy them. They're pretty expensive. Or you could build your own. And I hopped on the 50 Beowulf train not too long after it became a thing and had a bunch of different problems, bunch of different issues with it. Yeah, so I've done a bunch of videos on this, did videos on the build, did videos about the issues I had and stuff that made it a little bit better or fixed it. So yeah, this is the 50 Beowulf, and I guess we'll just start at one end and go to the other. That's how we usually do it. And before we get too into that, this is a 50 Beowulf magazine. It is pretty much the same as a 223 or 556 magazine, but it is made specifically for the 50 Beowulf. This is the same size as a 30 round. And if you get this, which is the 50 Beowulf magazine, it's the same size, 30 round 223 or 556, but this only holds 10 of these. This came from Polymer 80, I think. And I did feature this in a video, and you really have to put a decent amount of force to get 10 of these 50 Beowulf rounds in here. This is a 50 Beowulf round. It's a ½ inch of freedom right there. So I was able to put 10 in here, but I mean, I was putting every bit of strength in my fingers to ram 10 of those in there. And as soon as I got 10 in there, I was like, this is going to be a whole lot of problems, probably because it's so tight in there. So usually when I fill this thing up, I usually only put like 5 or 6 in there, because you have some serious jam problems if you go any more than that. And I have seen people that before I got this, I used a regular 556 magazine, had some problems, issues, got this, it fixed it a little bit. I've seen guys online that get these and like them, it fixed all their problems. I've seen guys that didn't get this, they kept with their regular magazines, and that they like that better. So it's just one of those things to think about. Like I said, I did a video on it and I talked about that in the video. I think the draw is getting a little bit better on that. So all right, start at one end. Back here we have an adjustable buttstock. Most of you should have mil-spec. You can get comp-spec or mil-spec. I always have mil-spec. I did do, which was on one of the earlier episodes, I think I talked about it. It was a DPMS Oracle. That's my go-to rifle. I love that thing. Done a ton of stuff to it. I don't even know if you can actually get them anymore. But when you got those, it actually came with ComSpec buffer tube on it, which was a real big pain in the butt. If you don't know, it's a little bit bigger than a mil-spec, and you have nowhere near as many options for ComSpec as you do mil-spec. So I went ahead and swapped that out. So usually when anybody does an AR build, you're going to put a mil-spec buffer tube system on there. That's this. And this adjustable buttstock was from MFT. The lower is just a regular lower. The upper is just a regular upper. However, I did get, and I was going through this just piece by piece. You can use a regular lower for this build. All of the parts are fine. They work fine. When you move to the upper, I got a regular cheap upper receiver for this. and the ejection port here on a regular upper is not big enough to eject the 50 Beowulf shell. And I mean, it fires and tries to come out. There's definitely not enough room and it'll jam. But they do now make 50 Beowulf uppers. You can get a complete 50 Beowulf upper, and you could back then when I did this whole thing, but I was just, this was another one of those how cheap builds. I wanted to see how cheap I can actually put one of these together. So that's why I went with a regular one, because I think I got the upper for, I don't know, like 40 or 50 bucks. Crazy deal. So what I had to do was I actually put this in my milling machine and actually machined the ejection port out bigger so the 50 Beowulf round shell would actually eject properly. When I did that, I had to take the dust cover off because it will no longer latch because I opened that ejection port up. But other than that, everything is really stock and just regular AR for 223 or 556 charging handle. All of the inside internals, buffer tube, all of from here back, other than that ejection port, is regular for 556. Moving on, I got a real cheap that I can't even remember where I got it from, scope mount. And on here we have a scope that I really like. This is something else from Vortex. I have quite a few optics from Vortex. I really like their company. This one in particular is, I think this is the only scope I have from Vortex, but I haven't heard a whole lot of bad things from Vortex. But this is the Vortex Crossfire 2. You can get these in different variations. This is the 412 by 44, if you're wondering. So that's all up there. Handguard. This, I think I got this way back when you could actually get real cheap accessories for AR build on like eBay and Amazon, which you absolutely can't anymore. Like you can find like nothing anymore. So this was back in the good old days when you could get cheap stuff like this online. So that sucks for you because you can't do this if you're just now watching this video. But I did get that cheap one. I got that online for like 20 or 30 bucks, and it's got a top rail on here and different systems back here to mount anything on. You've got the side and the bottom, and you can do on the 45 mounts here. Speaking of 45, I do have 45 flip-up sights. These are from Dagger Defense. I just featured regular flip-up sights from them on another build. I believe they were on the AR pistol build. Yeah, that's what it was. And they were the FDE Coyote Tan, but they were the regular. These are the 45s from them. Same exact thing, except these are 45s and the other ones were not. And then the barrel in here, I went with the 18-inch 50 Beowulf barrel, which, golly, I think I dropped like $300 something on that when I first got it. It's a stainless steel 18-inch 50 Beowulf barrel, regular gas tube, gas block system on there. Then we have a regular cheap bipod on here that is adjustable. I really like that. You just squeeze it and really like that. Okay. Man, I hate it when that happens. Y'all really scare me when you do that. You've done that in another episode. Y'all got to calm down at your phone or your computer. So where were we? No, bipod. This is another real cheap thing that I got. I think I got that off of Amazon. You might be able to get stuff like that still. I'm not sure, but I got that a while ago. Got that real cheap. I got a vertical grip on here. I like getting short vertical grips because depending on what I'm doing, I like being able to hold like this, or if I'm doing long range, I usually use it as like a butt stop. or hand stop rather. So I really like having short vertical grips on that. That one is also from MFT, just like the adjustable buttstock back here. And then last but not least, the muzzle device on here, the muzzle brake. This is also made from stainless steel. I actually made this. I did do a video on it. That was, I think, one of the last things I did when I was doing a whole lot of parts for a bunch of different builds. That was one of the last things I did, and as of filming this, I am in the process of doing other cool stuff like that, so you might be interested in that. I can't tell you what it is, but if you stay tuned and you're subscribed to the channel, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about later. So, that is the 50 Beowulf build in this episode of the ATF Tapes. Like I said, I have done a few videos on this, on different stuff I've done to it while I was doing the build. Did do a few videos on different stuff on that build. As I said earlier, also I did feature that in one of the How Cheap videos, which are fairly popular as far as the popular videos on my channel go. That was a cool kind of series I did of how cheap I could do different builds, and that was one of them. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can check that out. I think there's a whole How Cheap playlist on the channel. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Be sure to do not forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and if you didn't enjoy it, be sure to give it a thumbs down, because I really want to know. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below, and be sure to get subscribed. Okay? Okay. Hopefully you've sat down and you've enjoyed a cigar and a cup of whiskey or tequila, depending, whatever your fancy is. I'll see you guys in the next one.